in the last few weeks now, I get about 10 to 20 emails a day.
Catherine Pope's inbox has been flooded for months. A series of emails with what the North Vancouver councillor calls alarming headlines.
Headlines that come in that say, concern over chlorine production dangers, preventing a catastrophic chlorine leak, terrifying potential of chlorine leak.
The messengers claim to be residents or former residents of North Vancouver who are concerned about Chemtrade Logistics, a local chemical plant that makes chlorine. It's all part of a seemingly grassroots campaign dubbed Keep North Vancouver Safe. A website and social media posts warn residents about the risks of a potential chlorine disaster like a spill and urges them to contact elected officials to try to put a stop to local chlorine production. Pope has long questioned where these emails were coming from.
To be honest, you wouldn't normally see that from, say, your average member of the public.
Other councillors, the mayor, and local MLAs have also received emails, but couldn't find out who organized the campaign.
It's a lobby group that doesn't have any information on the Keep North Vancouver Safe website. You'd think they would have something about who they are.
A CBC News and Investigative Journalism Foundation investigation was able to trace the website's coding to Crestview Strategy, a lobby firm based in Toronto. When contacted, the firm confirmed it launched the campaign on behalf of Toronto-based company K2 Pure Solutions, a company whose goal is eliminating the need for transportation of chlorine by producing exceptionally pure bleach. In quarterly reports, Chemtrade lists K2 as a key competitor. The Meta ad library estimates Keep North Vancouver Safe spent $18,000 on social media posts over the last few months. In a statement, a spokesperson for K2 said the company decided to launch the campaign after discovering Chemtrade was looking to renew its lease to produce chlorine, saying, quote, Chemtrade had been quietly lobbying municipal, provincial, and federal governments to reverse a decision made in 2007 to end the production and transport of chlorine in North Vancouver by 2030, putting the local community at an increased risk of a hazardous spill or transportation accident. Chemtrade staff say they aren't surprised they were targeted by a competitor.
You can kind of assume what the benefits would be for a competitor if we had to close down our facility.
Executive Alan Robinson says the company stands by its safety record and will continue talks with government to renew its lease.
So we've been running that plant safely for 65 years. We have an improvement in how we even continue to make safety improvements.
This type of kind of political influence campaign by an industry, by a firm or an industry association is now very, very common.
This researcher calls the effort a textbook AstroTurf campaign, where an interest group quietly tries to start a grassroots movement.
So what makes it AstroTurf is the idea is really the lack of transparency. An AstroTurf campaign is inherently corrosive, I would say, to political discourse or democracy, because it gives people a false sense of what the people around them believe.
An effort that's left a sour taste in the mouths of local leaders.
Just tell us who you are. Let's have a conversation and let's all, be honest.
Chemtrade says it hopes to renew its lease to make chlorine. K2 says it stands by the campaign, which is still online. John Hernandez, CBC News, North Vancouver.